Your parents are demanding that you and your partner visit them at least 2 times a week after moving out. What do you do? I think at some point of time you kind of have to put your foot down.
Yeah.
You know, put one foot in front of the other towards your parents' house.
Correct.
And then just give in.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of
ZULA ChickChats.
I'm Amanda,
I'm Fika.
I'm Faris. I'm Gerald.
and today we will be talking about some adulting dilemmas. The producer asked us to introduce our ages. I am 31, I am married and I'm living with my husband.
I'm 22 and
years.
I'm not married and I live with my parents.
I am 24 and I am also not married and I'm living with my parents.
You're 24?
You 24?
Because you're 26. Let me lie lah for what. I am still 29. I am living with my ex-girlfriend, now wife, for like 2+ years already. Yeah.
You are in a friend group where almost everyone is attached married. A few are happily single. However, there is one friend who is single and does not want to be single. She has some personality character flaws that make her difficult to date. She seems to be oblivious to it and keeps pestering you to matchmake her with your other friends. What do you do? Huh? Wait, sorry? This is their problem. Why do they make it my problem?
I'm still struggling to understand the question.
So basically,
There's too much
that
information.
one single friend, right? All the friends are attached, but then this one single friend is like not good. Yeah, you don't want to be single, but their personality not good. But they want you to matchmake them.
Right.
But they like not good, and they don't know, or they are oblivious to this flaw.
Yeah.
Then tell them,
If the flaw is something that is very, I would say, big and like a bit unforgivable, right? Like this person is a serial cheater, no commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, then like, how do you matchmake somebody with a good conscience, you know?
Find someone who also do the
Yeah.
same thing lah.
Exactly. Then we see who cheat first, right?
I also have this situation before. Matchmake my friend, but I know my friend got some red flags.
Oh, what?
So-
Reflex.
You ignore the red flags?
No, so I told the girl about his red flags and see whether if she is actually interested or
interested.
not. But they're together now.
Oh,
Yeah, how long already?
Okay lah, about a few months, like
Oh.
4. Still new,
still
but
new lah. I know somebody around me who has this kind of issue before. So this person, they've never dated before. This person is 32. People around them are like giving birth. People around them are getting married, buying house. They feel very, very stressed. They feel that people have moved ahead in life, but they are still stagnant where they are. It's not for the lack of trying, but they just cannot find somebody who is suitable for them at this point in time. Not that I know how to solve it, but I can sympathize. I think it's very like, I understand your feeling.
But if that's the reason that they want to date, right, then wouldn't it like hinder them from finding someone good? Because in your head it's like, I want to date because everyone else around me is. Then maybe it's not that other people aren't like suitable, but it's because your mindset is really like, I need to find that one perfect person.
Yeah,
that
that's the
can-
problem with a lot of people.
Right? Yeah.
That are in this situation. Like,
So back to the question.
I think we didn't answer the question, did we? What do we do?
Yeah, what do we do? I would say I would tell them. If not, like there's not much that we can do. We can matchmake with anybody, but they have to work on themselves.
yes.
Honestly, I feel like as a matchmaker, if you're a matchmaker, right, you're very stressed. Because anything, right, the two parties got problem, become your problem.
Oh, it's even worse if that two party right, is both of your friends.
Yeah, that's
Then
right.
if they fight right, then we
Then
are
you
gonna
have to choose.
Yeah, we have to choose which side of the
That's
friend we want to be
worse.
friends with.
I like to matchmake, right? Then their problem there, I just bye. I did my part.
That is your problem.
Oof, nice.
Your parents are demanding that you and your partner visit them at least 2 times a week after moving out. You are both busy, so this arrangement would mean that you and your partner have little to no free nights to yourselves. What do you do?
I am quite lucky that my parents and my in-laws have never made this kind of requests. I don't know anybody's parents who have like, oh, you must visit minimum 2 times.
Go here.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, I also got it before.
Really? Minimum 2 times. Wow.
As in like, maybe not that specific number, but like got requests.
KPI.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, one thing that Justin and I do is like we will, for example, morning and afternoon visit his parents, then nighttime dinner with my parents. So all visitation in one day. I think that it's more about spending quality time instead of quantity. I feel like if you put a number to the visitation days, it's very calculative.
I think if they demand, if really cannot talk it out, what else can you do, yeah?
I think at some point of time you kind of have to put your foot down.
Yeah.
You know, put one foot in front of the other towards your parents' house.
Correct.
And then just give in.
One way to sort of like pacify them is like maybe let's say this month you cannot visit them twice. Then say, okay, how about next month let's go out together
Okay.
and like
I
spend.
visit you 3 times.
No, maybe like plan like a more event kind of thing. Like maybe, let's go and try that new buffet.
Oh, but actually that's a good, interesting point. Not like not like they're bringing them out, but I feel like it's the initiating also.
Yeah,
like
it's initiating.
I think if it comes to the point where your parents like sort of like demand you to come back, it's cause like you never really show like the filial piety or like to come back and like visit them or whatever. It's like, but if you take the initiative to go visit, then it already shows that you still want them in your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the important part.
And on their side, like being in their shoes, I think you have to also understand that they are sort of like suffering from like the empty nest syndrome. You know, suddenly their kids are not at home and they don't know what to do also. So they would like hope that you can come and visit them. So. Okay, Miss Pika, please do the honors.
Would you purchase a car in Singapore?
Oh, expensive.
Do you guys own cars?
No. I feel like the only situation whereby I will buy a car is if I have kids. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I have a car lah, but I share with my parents, my family. But in terms of buying it, right, me and my dad, we split. Yeah, so recently I also did some research on getting my own car. And the one that I found is around 80k.
Is that considered like average amount? Or is it considered cheap?
I would say average for the lifespan that is left.
Okay.
So it's good. Yeah.
Is it because it's ingrained in your lifestyle already that you need to have a car?
Okay, part of it is also that, but also convenient wise, you know. And like, to be honest, I don't like to take public transport.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Not say
somebody,
yeah,
wow.
It seemed like Amanda, like I would want to have a car, like, and I would imagine that once I do have kids, I would want to have it more.
Yeah.
Right. So, but then if you are realistic about like that, you might want it, then you need to plan for it long.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't really know much. Actually, I don't even know anything about like financial planning besides like my own savings. So like, I also don't know how to start, where to begin.
I have been there before. I think probably it was the scariest when I first came out to work. Because suddenly I have to pay for all of my own stuff. And it's kind of like a rabbit hole, especially when you go and Google like, oh, okay, what do I need to do? Because nowadays, it's not just like sufficient to just save.
Yeah.
I think all of you know that, right? That nowadays it's not enough to just save because of inflation. In our era, you need to like invest. You cannot just save. You need to invest. You need to headache. Headache was. I think that in this day and age, I think we have quite a lot of resources actually to help us. For example, let's say I'm a user of City Plus. So if you are a City Plus customer, you can go into the City app and use it. And then it will help you like manage your savings, your investments, your insurance, and like a lot of other things. Then if you're feeling up to it, you can use like things like their Wealth Smart, which is like, you know, you can test your financial literacy. You there?
I think she's trying to figure out what is literacy.
Yeah.
don't need to say the financial literacy part.
Yeah. So for Faris, you say you wanted to buy a car, right? If you are a City Plus customer, you can get access to features like money goals, so that you can set, you know, like a target, for example, for you to get whatever you want.
Especially in Singapore, because like, you know, as in cost is generally rising a lot, and I feel like Singaporeans are quite in the center of that, like, experience that quite a lot. So it's important to be planning for all the aspects of finance.
Like if you want a car, it's not impossible, just that you have to plan earlier. And you have to weigh your options with any other big ticket item purchases that may come along your way. I don't know, maybe one day you suddenly want to get married. Suddenly you want to buy a house.
Looks like your plan.
Yeah.
That's my plan. So if I get married, then I cannot buy a car.
If I buy car, I cannot get married.
Okay.
You and your partner have gotten married. Yes! and want to live together. Would you rather pay 5,000 a month to rent an apartment or live with your parents for free for a year?
I think if it's for a year, I still can tahan a bit.
Yeah.
Yali.
Yeah, because 5K a month is a lot.
So 5 times 12.
Yeah.
5 times 12 is 60,000.
Wow, fast.
I would think that isn't it quite normal to live with your parents first, because like usually newlyweds will live with their parents first, no? Like waiting for a house or like cannot get a house or whatever.
Yeah.
I think quite common nowadays.
Yeah.
I will stay with my parents for free lah. 5,000 a month is also a bit much.
5K is usually like apartment. Yeah, apartment. 5K
Like
I
3
would
room.
say.
I feel like 3K can get studio apartment. Cannot.
I think can.
3 plus?
3 plus can. But 5K, if you say 5K, I think this is usually condo.
Well, for me, right, like 5K for 12 months.
Much too much.
Yeah, if I don't have my own room, I would just live separately for a year. Like, what's the difference? Like, when you're dating time, just plus 1 more year only. Then like you're moving 1 year later. Like, at least according to like my salary, right, is too much a percentage of like how much I earn.
Personally, I would not spend more than 20 to 30% on rent or mortgage, because you have a lot more other things to pay for. You have also like insurance, you have to pay for your investments, you have to pay for your bills.
Actually, personally, I don't have insurance or investments.
Really zero.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I've never really seen like the importance of it in my current stage of life. So I haven't really even like researched about it.
So like your pay, like none of it goes to insurance investment.
No. Correct me if I'm wrong, but insurance is like you put a sum of money aside.
Yes.
So like if let's say if you get into an accident or something, then you're like covered.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. But there's a lot of different kinds that you can you can buy into lah. So for example, somebody gets into an accident, then like there's something called like hospitalization and accident plan. So then like out from this your salary, right, you would ideally park some number of money, like some percentage of your money to cover these expenses, because these things can cost a lot of money.
Then if I don't get into an accident,
No, then but then it's like, how to say, you pay money.
in case.
Yeah,
Just
in
in
case.
case.
Yeah. If you get into accident, then it's good, because then you don't need to worry so much about your finances.
Yeah.
Because
If
suddenly
you
you
get
need
into
to top
accident,
up.
is good.
You get covered lah. It's good.
As in like, it's good that you have the plan, because then you're covered. Yeah, sorry, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So that you don't need to worry about the finances. Because suddenly if I tell you today, oh, I need you to pay 30K for your surgery,
Oof.
then
I'm
it's
gonna
like,
die.
Yeah.
it's like from nowhere, ma.
Yeah.
But if you bought the insurance, then you don't need to worry about it, because like it's covered.
Then if I
But then
don't
if you don't get into insurance, if you don't get into accident, then win-win lah. You lose some money, but then you never get into accident. So in conclusion, right, there are a lot of other things that you need to pay for. In this question's case, you need to make sure that technically can pay that amount, but it needs to fit within your budget and how much you allocate. I need to plan for all those other things that you need to spend on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
True. You are in a job that pays well, but you hate what you are doing every day. One day, a new job is offered to you. This new job is exactly what you enjoy doing, but it offers you a lower pay, 30% pay cut.
Oh my.
Do you change your jobs?
So it's like job satisfaction?
Yeah.
Or do you want to survive?
I always say to myself that I want to find a job that I enjoy, no matter what is the pay. But exceptionally, like the pay must be sustainable for myself first. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do a job that pays good, but I won't enjoy it at all for a long term.
Okay, so what if this 30%, right, in this question is the difference between you getting a car and not getting a car?
Yeah, you bring the car into the equation, now he like.
You bring the car equation, then
Because like, okay, so by right, you can live without the car, ma. So
Yes.
it's still like covers
Yeah,
you need
it will-
like
it will-
necessities
yeah,
or that. But
for
then
sure.
like, will you take this 10% pay cut and sacrifice the car to do something that you love?
I would like to know the answer to that.
I also would like to know. Okay, I will sacrifice the car.
Are you sure? Okay. Okay.
Take taxi lah.
If I'm like at my age range now, okay, so like until maybe before marriage, I would be okay with a job that doesn't pay well, but I like it. But I think in the long term, I wouldn't want to take that pay cut, because I think that I would need the money. I feel like at an older age, to me, then a job is just a job. Then I wouldn't need the satisfaction from the job. I can find that happiness outside of it.
I will agree with what Fika said lah, because as you grow older, right, and you have more work experience, sometimes really a job is just a job, and in order to pursue other like interests and other things that you like, you do need money sometimes, actually most of the time. So it's a trade-off of whether how much you dislike the job or how much you like the job. if I'm just okay, just a regular 9 to 5, but it pays me much better. When I'm older, I think I wouldn't mind, honestly.
Wait, how old are you again?
Just to put it out there, can we just get a figure again?
Okay, but if I were to take the pay cut, I think I would. How to say? Because there are other ways to make money and so much. You do like side gig.
Side
Or
income.
if you don't do side hustle, then
Invest.
yeah.
Actually, it is a lot of people's goals nowadays, right? To work and invest until to the point where the investment can sustain them. Yeah, so it doesn't become a side hustle, it becomes their main hustle. Yeah, wow, that is like
You need quite a
passive
lot
income.
of money.
Yeah, you need a lot of money for
Yeah.
that. So like passive income basically. So even if you are not well versed with investments, you know that investments also come with like a certain degree of risk. So you need to have enough like savings also to tide you through if a hiccup comes along, for example, in your investment, so that you don't eat grass, for example. Yeah.
So you need to have enough savings first before you even start.
Yes,
Really
correct.
So but then other than investing, right, like you can also look at it like how to reduce your expenses, right? So like your pay cut 30%, then you also reduce your expenses like by however much right, to cope with the pay cut.
Yeah.
So like you can just spend less. Maybe don't buy your bubble tea, or like you can
Got promo?
promo? Got deal promo
So
or that
still
kind
can
of
buy
thing.
bubble tea, but on promo?
Yeah, can also. yeah.
Okay, so since you all don't want to take the pay cut,
Nope.
and I'm taking it, but I guess I have to be very mindful with what I
Yes.
want to save and spend on. No car for me.
No, car for you. Car for me.
Okay, I guess that's the end of all the questions that we have. What do you think? Brain pain,
Brain
I
hurts.
think better
Investments.
don't get up.
Yeah.
investments, insurance.
Besides the like money ones, actually some of the things I didn't really think about. Like for example, the family one, I think it's also a very real issue. Then I wouldn't know how to tackle it.
Yeah.
But when the time comes, pray that I get good in-laws as well. Just like you.
Yeah, to be honest, when we were talking about adulting dilemma, I thought it's just about money wise, about work wise and everything. I never reached to the point where it's about marriage
And the pressure
and
that
the
comes.
pressure comes to it.
Thank you for watching this video. A big shout out to City Singapore for making this video possible.
City Plus is your all-in-one digital wealth solution on the City mobile app. Earn up to 4% per annum interest on your savings and get access to all your financial tips and content. Keep track of your money goals and more.
Join City Plus now with up to $150 worth of welcome rewards and stand a chance to win a pair of SIA tickets to Hong Kong.
If you have any other topics you would like us to discuss, leave them in the comments down below.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.